Hello, you amazing human. I am thrilled to welcome you back to Reverse Reset Restore. My name is Sally, and today we're going to explore how to navigate the holidays without eating our way through the season and using eating as a mindless way of coping with the joys and the pressures that this time of year can inevitably bring. Good news is I have strategies for you that can be used throughout the year. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Change comes from within. The holiday season is often synonymous with joy, celebration, and togetherness. It's a time when families and friends gather to share laughter, create memories, and, of course, indulge in delicious meals and treats. While savouring festive dishes is undoubtedly a delightful tradition, it's essential to acknowledge the correlation between emotional eating and the holiday season. For many, the holidays can be a roller coaster of emotions, and food often becomes a source of comfort and solace. In this episode, we'll delve into the reasons behind emotional eating during the holidays and explore strategies to navigate this phenomenon mindfully. There's a few reasons why we may end up emotionally eating over the holiday season. If this is you, you may already know what your reasons or your triggers are. If any of these sound familiar, let me know by heading over to the Reverse Reset Restore Facebook page and searching for the post holidays to share your triggers or agreement. Let's start with the comfort of tradition. During the holiday season, emotional eating often takes center stage, and a significant driver behind this phenomenon lies in the deep connection between food and tradition. The recipes and dishes that have been passed down through generations hold a special place in our hearts, creating a culinary tapestry interwoven with nostalgia and comfort. Each bite becomes a vessel for cherished memories, a tangible link to our past. These traditional dishes serve as more than just sustenance. They become a source of solace during times where we may be missing loved ones, reflecting on joyous moments, or grappling with the stresses and sorrows that can accompany the holiday season. In the midst of an emotional whirlwind, the familiarity of these flavors and preparations provides a grounding force, a retreat to the warmth of tradition. Seeking refuge in the culinary customs of our culture is a natural response to the complex emotions that the holidays can bring. Whether it's the aroma of a favorite dish wafting through the air or the familiar taste that transports us to a different time, the comfort derived from these traditions is a powerful and soothing force. Moreover, the collective nature of holiday traditions adds another layer to this comfort. When surrounded by others who are engaging in these familiar practices, there's an inherent sense of belonging and shared experience. It becomes easy to join in, to partake in the communal celebration of culinary heritage. In doing so, we not only find solace in our personal traditions, but also in the collective embrace of those around us. In essence, the comfort of tradition goes beyond the palate. It becomes a way to navigate the emotional complexities of the holiday season. It's a reminder of the enduring ties that bind us to the past, offering a taste of familiarity and a respite for the soul in the midst of the festive chaos. Let's discuss the emotional highs and lows. The holiday season can be a whirlwind of emotions. On one hand, there's the excitement of decorating, gift-giving, and reuniting with loved ones. On the other hand, there may be feelings of stress, loneliness, or even grief. Emotional eating often occurs in response to these emotional highs and lows. We might celebrate with a lavish feast when we're elated, or seek comfort in food when we're feeling low. It's crucial to recognize that food becomes a coping mechanism during the holidays, a way to navigate the intricate terrain of our emotions. Recognizing this link between our emotional state and eating habits is the first step towards a mindful approach to our relationship with food during this season. By understanding the underlying emotions that drive us to celebrate with feasts or find comfort in specific foods, we can begin to address these habits with a greater sense of awareness. In cultivating this mindfulness, we empower ourselves to make conscious choices about how we respond to our emotional highs and lows. Instead of allowing food to be the sole refuge in times of stress or the sole expression of joy, we can explore alternative coping mechanisms, engage in self-care practices, and seek support from loved ones. By doing so, we navigate the emotional landscape of the holidays with greater resilience and awareness, ensuring that our celebrations are not only delicious, but also emotionally nourishing. As the holiday season unfolds, it brings with it a tapestry of parties, gatherings, and social events where food and drinks take center stage. Amid the festive cheer, there's an underlying pressure to partake in the indulgences that characterize these celebrations. I'm talking about social pressures and comparison. The fear of judgment or the desire to conform to social norms can create a significant burden, often leading to overeating or making food and drink choices that are contrary to one's preferences. These social occasions can become arenas of silent battles where the internal struggle to fit in and avoid standing out prompts us to partake in activities that may not align with our true desires. The fear of missing out, FOMO, becomes a formidable force, urging us to keep pace with the indulgences of those around us. This societal pressure to conform to the collective behavior in social settings can be particularly challenging, reflecting our inherent desire to be accepted and avoiding the potential consequences of standing apart. The concept of FOMO in the context of holiday gatherings becomes a nuanced exploration into the human psyche. The fear of being ostracized or perceived as different taps into a deep-seated need for us to have social acceptance. It harks back to instances when the potential cost of rejection, ridicule, or being labelled as an outsider outweighed the discomfort of participating in activities that may not align with our preferences. Think about the countless times you may have succumbed to societal expectations, particularly in events or consuming foods that didn't resonate with your preferences. The looming fear of rejection or being the odd one out often trumps our individual desires. And this tendency is especially evident in social scenarios reminiscent of those portrayed in American TV shows with their high school cliques. For individuals who are mindful of their dietary choices, these social pressures can manifest in well-meaning yet subtly coercive phrases such as, "It's the holidays," "You deserve to take a break," or the classic, "Come on, one day won't hurt." While those sentiments may be expressed with the best of intentions, they do carry an implicit judgment and an expectation that can make adhering to a chosen plan feel like an insurmountable challenge. Adhering to specific dietary preferences or health-conscious choices during the holidays becomes a balancing act between societal expectations and individual well-being. The challenges are magnified when societal pressures push individuals to conform to the prevailing norms, especially in cultures where social gatherings are intricately linked with food. Or even here in Australia and New Zealand and places like that, societal pressures are intricately linked with alcohol. The internal struggle to resist persuasion and maintain personal integrity amidst these pressures is a journey many of us face during the holiday season. The choice to abstain from certain foods or adhere to a particular dietary approach while challenging is a valid one. It's a decision rooted in self-care and your individual need. However, the societal pressures to conform can be potent, requiring a delicate dance between participating in the festivities and staying true to one's principles. Balancing the desire for social acceptance with personal well-being is a complex but vital aspect of navigating the intricate landscapes of holiday celebrations. The reality is, for many people, it's not the most wonderful time of the year. The holidays, as painted by the idyllic scenes and commercials and the heartwarming lyrics of festive tunes, are often portrayed as a season of unparalleled joy and peace and goodwill. A time for merriment, celebration, and the embrace of family, faith, and love. However, this dark reality is that not everyone's experience of this supposed wonderland is positive. Beyond the glittering facade of holiday lights and the commercial frenzy that characterizes the season, a darker undercurrent exists, bringing forth a tidal wave of pain and struggles for many. The pervasive commercial greed and excessiveness that saturate the holiday season can be overwhelming. Amid the pressure to engage in a flurry of shopping, planning, and organizing, the joyous sentiments become entangled with a multitude of stresses. For some, the holidays serve as a poignant reminder of broken families, the ache of loss through death or separation, or the harsh realities of homelessness. The expectations to perform, to give, to purchase, and meet societal standards can amplify stress levels, turning a season meant for joy into a source of anxiety. Tragically, the holiday period also witnesses a surge in domestic violence. Loneliness, often felt more keenly during this time, is magnified as individuals grapple with isolation and a sense of disconnection from the festive cheer surrounding them. Disturbingly, rates of suicides and self-harming escalate, casting a somber cloud over a season that is meant to be filled with light and hope. In the face of these distressing realities, emotional eating can emerge as a coping mechanism, an attempt to exert some semblance of control over a life that feels chaotic and unpredictable. It becomes a means to seek comfort, a momentary respite from the pain that the holiday season may dredge up. Alternatively, for some, it may manifest as a form of self-sabotage, a way to inflict punishment upon oneself, a reflection of the internal struggles that remain hidden beneath the surface. Acknowledging the complexities and hardships that accompany the holiday season is crucial. It prompts us to look beyond the glittering ornaments and the festive cheer, encouraging empathy and understanding for those who navigate this time with a heavy heart. By shedding light on the darker aspects of the holidays, we open the door to be more compassionate and more supportive, fostering a more inclusive and empathetic approach to a season that for some is far from the most wonderful time of the year. If you're feeling lonely, stressed, you're self-harming or thinking about hurting yourself, or you're in an unsafe situation, please consider seeking professional help and support. You don't have to go through this alone. I want you to know that it's quite normal for the holidays to lead you into dark places, but help is available to you, always. For those stuck in situations that are not so easily navigated out of, like domestic violence, and this includes relationships where there is coercion or verbal threats or gaslighting and emotional abuse, there are community groups and agencies that can help you. I've listed a few in the show notes. Okay, so we've talked about traditions, emotional highs and lows, fear of missing out, social pressures, and reasons why it's not the most wonderful time of the year, as being reasons why we might find ourselves emotionally eating our way through the festive feast. Understanding the correlation between emotional eating and the holiday season is the first step towards making healthier choices. Here are some strategies to help you navigate this period mindfully. Number 1, self-awareness. Pay attention to your emotional triggers. Are you eating because you're genuinely hungry, or is it driven by emotions? Emotional eating often operates on autopilot, where the act of consuming food becomes a default response to various emotional states, whether it's stress, boredom, sadness, or even joy. However, When you consciously recognize and acknowledge these feelings, you gain the power to break free from the automatic cycle. And by recognizing your feelings and the role of food in managing them, you can make more conscious choices. Number 2, set realistic expectations. The holiday season, with its array of festive foods and traditions, naturally invite moments of enjoyment and culinary exploration. Setting unrealistic diet goals during this time can create a tension that may lead to feelings of guilt or unnecessary restrictions. Instead, consider adopting a more flexible approach that allows for the ebb and flow of celebration without the weight of stringent expectations. Recognizing that occasional indulgence is not only acceptable but also expected frees you from the constraints of perfectionism. It encourages a healthier relationship with food by acknowledging that pleasure and nourishment coexist, especially during festive occasions. This perspective is a balm for the mind, easing the potential stress associated with rigid dietary goals and fostering a more harmonious approach to the holiday season. Number 3, practice moderation. Instead of depriving yourself, savor your favorite holiday foods in moderation. Enjoy the flavors and experiences without overindulging. Practicing moderation is not about restraint or denying yourself the joy of indulgence during the holiday season. Instead, it's a celebration of balance and mindfulness. It encourages you to relish the culinary treasures that make this time of year special without veering into the territory of overindulgence. By adopting this approach, you create a harmonious relationship with food. One that allows you to fully enjoy the diverse array of festive flavors without the need for stringent restrictions. In the spirit of moderation, each bite becomes an opportunity to appreciate the richness of the holiday feast without the burden of guilt. It's about finding that sweet spot where enjoyment and conscious choices coexist, fostering a sense of well-being that extends beyond your plate. In essence, practicing moderation during the holidays is an invitation to partake in the festive banquet with gratitude and awareness, ensuring that each indulgence is a mindful celebration of the season. If you know yourself well enough to know that one bite is going to lead to 10 bites, to 20 bites, to 30 bites, you may need to consider exactly what you will limit yourself to eat and what you will freely allow. This doesn't mean that it's a free-for-all and you can just scoff your way through the holidays for the next 2-3 weeks or whatever. It's about choosing which flavors, which food I really feel joy and satisfaction with, and enjoying those, not just making everything an open-air buffet. Number 4, stay active. Integrating physical activity into your routine emerges as a holistic and invigorating strategy to combat emotional eating. Beyond the pragmatic goal of burning off additional calories, staying active during this festive period becomes a multifaceted approach to bolstering your mental and emotional well-being. Engaging in regular exercise serves as a powerful tool to manage stress levels, uplift your mood, and cultivate a sense of balance amid the often chaotic holiday atmosphere. Incorporating physical activity becomes a proactive way to counterbalance the potential impact of emotional eating triggers. Whether it's a brisk walk in the winter air, a joyful dance session to holiday tunes, or a revitalizing yoga practice, movement provides an outlet for pent-up stress and emotional tension. The endorphins released during exercise act as a natural mood enhancer, creating a positive feedback loop that counteracts the emotional lows that may lead to impulsive eating. Furthermore, staying active during the holidays establishes a healthy routine that extends beyond the confines of the dining table. It offers a sense of structure and discipline, contributing to a mindful approach to overall well-being. By prioritizing physical activity, you not only mitigate the effects of indulgence, but also create a positive synergy between movement and emotional resilience. You elevate the holiday experience from a focus on feasting and flavors to a more holistic celebration of health and happiness. Number 5, seek support. If you find that navigating the complex landscape of emotions during the holidays is impacting your overall sense of well-being, considering the assistance of a therapist or joining a support group can be a transformative step. Opening up and sharing your feelings in a safe and supportive environment can provide invaluable insights, fostering emotional resilience and helping you break free from the cycle of emotional eating. Therapeutic support offers a dedicated space to explore the roots of emotional eating, delving into the underlying emotions and triggers that drive these behaviors. A skilled therapist can guide you in developing coping strategies, empowering you with the tools needed to navigate the emotional intricacies of the holiday season. The act of talking about your feelings, your fears, and challenges becomes a cathartic process that not only aids in understanding, but also in fostering self-compassion. Joining a support group adds another layer of communal understanding and shared experiences. Connecting with others who are on a similar journey creates a sense of solidarity and belonging. Hearing diverse perspectives and learning from the coping mechanisms of others can inspire new strategies for managing your emotional eating. It's a reminder that you are not alone in your struggles and that support is readily available. Number 6, plan ahead. A strategic and preemptive approach can be a game changer when it comes to managing potential pitfalls of emotional eating. Planning ahead becomes a powerful tool, especially in anticipation of challenging situations where an abundance of tempting treats may test your resolve. By proactively deciding on your approach and sticking to a well-thought-out plan, you equip yourself with the resilience needed to navigate these culinary minefields. Consider crafting a plan that aligns with your dietary goals and emotional well-being. If you anticipate a gathering filled with tempting treats, strategize in advance. One effective tactic is to bring along a dish or snack that you know aligns with your preferences and dietary choices. This not only ensures that there's an option that you can comfortably indulge in, but it also contributes to the communal spirit of sharing during holiday gatherings. Alternatively, if bringing your own dish isn't feasible, consider eating a balanced meal before attending the event. This preemptive step serves a dual purpose. It reduces the allure of indulging in unhealthy treats by curbing your hunger, and also provides the assurance that you've already eaten to satisfaction, minimizing the need for additional snacking. When facing fully catered or hosted events, communication becomes a valuable ally. Approach the host with a courteous inquiry about the food that will be provided. This isn't a request to cater to specific dietary requirements. We've read that outrageous Reddit stories, don't be that person. But speaking with the host is an empowering way to gather information and plan accordingly. Armed with knowledge about the menu, you can make informed decisions about whether you'll be able to find suitable options or additional preparations such as eating beforehand or bringing a snack are necessary. Remember, you have more control than you may give yourself credit for. The holidays are a time to enjoy the pleasures of life, including the culinary delights, but they can also present many challenges which can spark emotional eating as a way to cope. By recognizing the emotional factors that drive our eating habits and adopting some of the strategies suggested here, you can navigate this holiday season with a little more self-compassion and understanding. If you do celebrate the holidays, or even if you don't, remember to practice some kindness and empathy towards yourself. If your festive feasts become an all-out binge, it's okay. Just take note and reflect on what you can do differently next time. And remember that there is more to the season than food. Savor the holidays for what they are, a time to celebrate, reflect, and find joy in the company of loved ones. Thank you for showing up and listening to today's episode. I hope that it's given you some helpful ways to put into practice over the next few weeks in particular, but these can be applied throughout the year. Food is the common denominator in many of our social events. It's never going to go away. So all we can do is work on strategies that help us navigate all the events and situations where food is used to connect us to each other. I'd love to know if you have any other strategies that you'd like to share with listeners. Let me know by sharing your thoughts on the Reverse Reset Restore Facebook page under the post holidays or on the comment section, depending on the platform you're listening on. I absolutely adore our closing quote, which comes from Renee Jones, author of What's Really Eating You? Overcome the Triggers of Comfort Eating. It's a simple but profound message in just 10 words. And I think we'd all be better off if we put her wise suggestion into practice. My mantra became, face your stuff, don't stuff your face.